My name is Taofick Okoya. I'm the CEO of Fico Solutions. Fico Solutions is a creator of the Queens of Africa dolls, which are the first Nigerian African doll. I was born in Lagos. I was educated in Nigeria and also in the UK. I'm currently based in Nigeria, in Lagos. I studied ceramic designs in North Staffordshire Polytechnic, that's in the UK. And I've always had a flair to create and design. What led me to the path of the dolls was more of a need. And the need stemmed from, wanting to get a toy for my niece, and that was when I came to realization that we really didn't have black dolls in the market. In the process of observing, I decided I was going to, introduce, the first Nigerian African dolls. Then, what further convinced me to go ahead was also at a point in time when I realized that my daughter had like a bit of an identity crisis when she was around 3 years old. She said she wanted to be white, and and I could understand that, seeing that all the toys, all her dolls were white, all her favorite characters on TV were white, and it was just simple. I mean, for a child to go in the mirror and want to see that reflection of what she sees on TV that she likes, and then seeing that, she's absolutely different. I wanted a situation where there can be a fusion, a mix, I'm not saying don't play with white dolls, I'm just saying that we didn't have any whatsoever. And the ones we had, what were they teaching our children? So I decided that I would use it also as a platform, as a girl child empowerment program, where we focus on positive impartation through play for the African girl child. The inspiration was further strengthened when, in the market there were a bit of resistance, and you go into the store, you're trying to market the dolls to them back then. I mean, this was almost like 6 years ago. And they're telling you that, no, we want white dolls. They're the ones that sell more, and children just generally had the belief that, white dolls were better. I think that further inspired me to carry on because of some of the challenges we had. Yeah, I'm not very involved in the assembly, because like I said, I was a big picture person. I have the idea, I have the concept of what needs to be done. I give ideas and suggestions on maybe types of fabric, types of styles, designs that should be done, maybe how the hair should be packed, and the look that we need for, depending on where the dolls are going. If it's going to the States, they would rather it had braided hair, and they would like it with the gele, and some clients locally want full Iran buba and things like that, so just having to find that mix so that it's relevant. It has to be relevant, because part of what we're trying to do is also capture our culture, our nature within the dolls themselves, so that, as the children begin to play with it and they go outside, the vision of what they're playing with and what they see out there sort of corresponds, but in terms of correspondence and everything, I'm still very hands-on on that, because I would do the initial correspondence and then pass it on to someone else that would now do the follow-up and ensure that we get the orders where necessary. Unfortunately, the dolls are assembled here, but unfortunately, I would have rather started production from here. But cost of production here, especially since I've not really established the market, didn't seem like a wise thing to do. So what we do is order the parts of the dolls, and we have the torso, the legs, the head. So what we do is we put in the legs and like so, and it's rather easy, very easy process. And then the head goes on, right? So that is now ready. Then from that, it goes to that stage where they get their hair braided. We have two ranges. We have the Queens of Africa, we have the Niger Princesses. Niger Princesses is targeted towards more of the low-income earners. We have a majority of people within that bracket. Also, those have been seen before now as elitist, high-end sort of product. It's not. I mean, children before Niger Princesses in that bracket were ended up with all those stiff wall-in-one sort of doll or some really cheap, I had to be careful of my choice of words there. Some really cheap things that they short of just, going right into the trash. So, but we introduced the Niger Princesses, good quality dolls for a very reasonable price, for at least, so that way we don't just have the high-end dolls. So once we finished with the assembly, it comes into the braiding of the hair. Once the braiding of the hair is done, then we come into the actual making of the outfits. So this is where it's cut and sewn and dressed. Once that is done, then it comes to this table. At this table is where, it's now cleaned up, put together nicely. Then it goes into the boxes, and we have like some, wires that we use it to hold it still in the box. The accessories are already attached. We put, extra clothing just for, they need to play with the dolls too. So, and part of playing with dolls means having to do the change of clothes and all. And from there, it goes into, voila. Challenges, oh goodness. I mean, the amount of, I think we're looking at how to, the other challenges that would have been, which is why I'm not producing locally, is the, general infrastructure, that needs to be in place in order to run an industry here. My goal at the end of it all is really to be wholly indigenous. Because I've been in production before, I sort of am not looking to jump into it immediately until I have now actually gotten my market and distribution, channels opened. Then I can know that, okay, if my production is going to be 10,000 units a day, I know and I have a channel where these 10,000 units are going to go through to reach, the end users or the consumers. Well, not consumer, end users. Yeah. All right. So I guess challenges would always come, but my sort of approach to challenges is that there's always a way around it. You can always look into other ways of achieving the end results. If one way is not working, try another.